The office was cloaked in shadows, the dim light casting long, sinister shapes against the walls. Anna Matsui's heels clicked sharply on the worn wooden floor as she sifted through old files, the silence of the abandoned building broken only by her movements. A sudden gust of cold air swept through the room, chilling Anna to the bone. The overhead lights flickered sporadically, casting a strobe-like effect that made the darkness seem alive. Her breath misted in the frigid air, and a whisper, soft, mournful, brushed against her ear, making her flinch. She turned, her eyes darting around the empty room. The reflection in a cracked mirror on the wall seemed to shimmer, the darkened glass swirling with shadows that did not match her own movements. Her reflection seemed to distort and stretch, its edges bending and twisting as if something unseen was pressing against the other side. Anna's hands shook as she continued her work, the whispers growing louder, coalescing into fragmented phrases she couldn't quite understand. The tension was palpable, each rustling paper and creaking floorboard heightening her sense of dread. In jarring flashbacks, the serene past of Anna and Hiro unravels. Cherry blossoms drift lazily through the air, settling on Hiro's sketchpad as he draws with delicate strokes. The scene is idyllic. Hiro and Anna walk side by side, their laughter mingling with the soft rustle of leaves. The camera captures their intertwined fingers and beaming smiles, a stark contrast to the dark turn of events. The transition is brutal. Shadows deepen, and the vibrant colors of their love fade into darkness. Anna's face is set with determination as she orchestrates her plan. The setting shifts to a grimy alley where Hiro's family is framed for a crime. Anna watches coldly from the shadows as Hiro's name is dragged through the mud, his fate sealed by her betrayal. The final image is haunting. Hiro, broken and bleeding, sprawled in the alley's cold embrace. The details are vivid, blood pooling around him, his eyes wide with shock and betrayal. Anna's face appears briefly, a mask of calculated coldness, before the scene fades to black. Back in the present, the hauntings become more aggressive. The whispers turn into anguished cries, and the spectral figures become more defined. The office's oppressive atmosphere is punctuated by sudden, eerie sounds, a door slamming shut on its own, the soft rustle of unseen footsteps. Anna stumbles upon a journal hidden behind a loose wall panel. As she opens it, the pages flutter with a life of their own, revealing vivid, handwritten accounts of deceit and horror. Her heart pounds as she reads entries describing the very events she had tried to bury. The text is scrawled in frantic, desperate strokes, detailing Hiro's last moments, his pleas for justice, and Anna's ruthless scheming. The room darkens further, the shadows converging on the journal. The whispers turn into a cacophony of voices accusing and pleading. The reflections in the mirror become clear. Hiro's tortured visage, his eyes filled with a mix of sorrow and anger, staring back at her. Anna's attempts to fight the hauntings only escalate the terror. The office morphs into a horrific tableau, walls smeared with blood-like stains, ghostly figures writhing and moaning in agony. The air is thick with the smell of decay and rot, mingling with the acrid scent of fear. In a climactic scene, Hiro's ghost appears in its full, ghastly form, a skeletal figure draped in traditional Japanese funeral robes, its face gaunt and hollow. His eyes burn with an otherworldly fire, and his mouth opens in a silent scream that reverberates through the walls. The office is engulfed in a storm of supernatural fury. The floorboards splinter and crack, and spectral blood seeps from the cracks, pooling in grotesque patterns. Hiro's ghost moves with a relentless, fluid grace, dragging Anna into the heart of the chaos. Shadows twist into grotesque, nightmarish shapes, gaping mouths and clawing hands reaching out from the dark. The final confrontation is a brutal spectacle. Anna, now a figure of despair, is surrounded by the gory remnants of Hiro's wrath. The office becomes a nightmarish stage, every surface slick with an unnameable substance. Hiro's ghost, wielding the dark energy of his unresolved anger, tears through the space with visceral force. Anna's screams are swallowed by the chaos as the air fills with the metallic stench of blood and the sharp crack of bone. Her desperate attempts to escape are thwarted by the relentless force of the vengeful spirit. The once elegant office is now a blood-soaked massacre, with Hiro's spirit ensuring that Anna's end is as horrifying and brutal as the fate she had orchestrated for him. As dawn breaks, the office is silent, a grotesque crime scene frozen in time. Hiro's spirit, having exacted its vengeance, finally finds peace. The building stands as a grim monument to Anna's ambition and guilt, a place where love turned to betrayal and justice was met with a gory reckoning.